Shared decision-making is particularly important when we consider the harms of polypharmacy and being on too many medications. Medication reviews are a crucial opportunity to discuss the benefits, risks, alternatives, and the option of doing nothing.
Yeah, haven't you? You?
In terms of the medication that I take, I've got a limited amount of medication that I take because of surgery I've had for gastric bypass surgery. So most of it's either, it's bog standard stuff and statins, etc. And I don't take that many. I think I've got maybe 5 or 6 different types of medication, and 3 of them are, to help boost my intake of vitamins. Rosie, on the other hand, is a completely different. At one time, before she became really poorly, she was taking probably 50 tablets a day, made up of maybe 12, 20 different types of medication, but all prescribed by a different group, kidney people, the MS, they all prescribed something. Then when she became really poorly and they decided that we were at end of life at that stage, which she did bounce back from, all that medication was stopped during that process. Funnily enough, including the antibiotics. And then when she woke up, they ended up finding that her infection levels had disappeared, so she didn't need the antibiotics. And then of all the other medication, so they slowly but surely, under the help of the hospital at home service, introduced what was needed. Because no one in the system, when you're getting that much medication, your ordinary GP, they're not going to overrule a hospital consultant. So now, today, Rosie takes probably about 15 tablets through the day. And we have noticed some things. And quite why we don't know, and I don't think the doctors are quite sure, but some of her cognition is better. She tends not to get quite so many infections. So it seemed that she was in medication overload, and the reviews that were done, and that goes back to not being told, because now I know what every tablet she takes and what it's given for. And what I didn't know, the hospital at home GP rang the hospital, and they've got a clear statement of what every medication is about. And that's also in her medical record now. So when a clinician comes in, be it an ambulance person or whoever comes in, they don't have to ask Norman Phillips, why is your wife given that medication? They can go straight to her folder. And I feel more confident as well, because sometimes I would get it wrong. They say, well, she can't possibly be being given that medication for that reason. And I think, well, what did I get wrong? What did I not know? But I mean, it's in a much better place. So I do fear not having that level of support. But I think when you're dealing with that level of complexity, the more information you give in plain English, because discharge letters from hospital are a bit of a problem, because it's code and you don't always understand. But since then, myself and Rosie feel much safer. We're confident, and we're confident in the practitioners that deal with Rosie, because they take the time to talk to us.
I do think that in terms of decision making, the doctors are very good at prescribing, but listening to your concerns, I think, are not always the top of their priority. I think time is short. I think a lot of places are still on COVID catch-up. And for me, I will be heard one way or another. But I do feel there are so many people who will just take a drug, take another drug, and take another drug. And then with no involvement in their care.
Occasionally I've had a medication review, but it hasn't been face to face. It's been sort of online or emails, and after blood tests, because I'm sent for those every so often, with an adjustment, usually of dosage rather than a new medicine. So yeah, it does happen. And I do feel from time to time, well, the surgery has got an eye on me, because they send me and ask me various things from time to time. Here's a questionnaire.